Welcome to this latest episode of Edit, Picks and Chill. When I go out on a photo shoot, I'll pick the best 5 and we'll edit them together over a long format video with some chilled out music. These videos serve 2 purposes: to show my growth as a photographer and hopefully maybe for you to learn something as well. So let me know in the comment section down below how you would edit these photos differently as we get on with the show. Right, so here we are with the first photo. Now, when I took this photo originally, I wanted to get the whole of the Dodge sign in there and the Ram. Unfortunately, I think this is just too wide to be able to also focus on the Ram. Plus, this behind here is distracting me. So, I'm going to edit. I'm going to crop one by one. One by one? I said that so sort of Ron Burgundy-esque. So crop in. That's good, I like that. And up the exposure. Because there's 2 things you've got to ask yourself. What's the subject and what's the story? Well, the subject in this is obviously the ram's head. So the sky, I mean, we could just obviously lower the highlights, get all the sort of detail out of the sky, or make it a little bit more interesting, blow the sky out. So I mean, you're not distracted by this bit over the back. You know, get it blown out, get it looking good. I might have cropped it in though a little bit too tight. Ram in the center, and then let's have a look at our curves. Darken it down, but what we can do, make it look a little bit. I was hoping that would make it pop. No such luck. Let's have a look at the colours. Yeah, a little bit of a golden tint to it. I like that. That's not bad. What else can we do? Now the car itself was rusty. It wasn't rusty because it'd been left out somewhere. I think it was rusty just by the design. You know, it was a purposeful rust. And I can't seem to quite bring it out. Let's desaturate all the other colours. That's because I'm messing around with hue, not saturation. Dipstick. Yeah, actually, let's just reset this. And did I reset it? Nope. Spin it off and redo it. Color, saturation. Yeah, up in the reds and the oranges. Yeah, you can see that's starting to pop a little bit down there. Oh, lovely. And I don't think there is any other saturation in the photo. Let's just take it out in case. Yeah, I like that. I do like that. Right, next up we've got, again, details. Details. The 2 things you should really look to photograph when you're at a car meet is, because everybody can do the front on look or the side look. Do details and the people. You know, the story of the people. And the story of the cars. Now this had quite a unique wing mirror with the bent spanner. I don't know if that's an actual spanner or something that's been made purposefully, but either way, it looks good. Let's actually start with the crop. I'm going to go free, and I'm just going to bring it in like this, so we get rid of the near car in the background. Yeah, that looks good. Now, part of me does want to bring out the details in the sky. If we up the shadows, and then just up the exposure a little bit. Yeah, that looks good. That's brought out some detail. Then we'll put the blacks back down. You see, that's how that's just started to pop. Temperature. Now I'm going to go the other way. I'm not sure. just a little bit, because I have a feeling this was the Dodge, but that rust, when we up the oranges, make sure we are editing saturation this time, we up the reds, yeah, and the oranges, look at that, beautiful. Any yellows in there? Yeah, plenty of yellow. Green, we need to get rid of that because that's over there. And the cyan as well. That doesn't seem to have affected it. Blue. Yeah, a little bit of blue. Yeah, that's good. I like that. We can go back to colour. Masking. Radial. Just over there. And desaturate that. So you've made it this far through the video. It would really help out me and the channel if you could hit that like button. Now these next two shots, this one here, this is what I mean. And I took this shot before I watched a video when I got back on how to shoot at car meets. And while this car was, you know, an interesting car, you know, an event photographer would take this sort of photo just off to the side, shows the side of the car, shows the front of the car. Not a lot of creativity in it. Same with this one. And it's a little bit of cheating because my camera can track the front of cars, so it keeps the front of the car in focus. The reason I got low down with this one is I thought this looked like a bit of a lady's car. I probably offended some people somewhere, but it just looked like it was, I don't know, a very feminine car with the headlamps as like eyes and eyelashes or whatever. Oh, whatever. This is more what I'm talking about. You look at this photo and we're going to crop. We are going to crop. What is the story? What are the subjects of this photo? Well, the story is the people having a laugh, people having a giggle. You know, the car is not the subject. So, how much do we want to crop in? I can either leave a large amount of building in there. Yeah, well, that's, not sure. Let's crop it anyway, and then, again, get rid of the sky. It's not a supporting feature, it's not supporting the subject or the story. And obviously by upping the exposure, we'll be able to see the fella inside the car. Yeah, we'd lose a little bit of detail in her hair, and we'll bring it back just a little bit. That will do very nicely. Can we up contrast? What's that going to give us? Not in at all. So, again with the black and whites. Usually, narrowing the blacks a little bit just makes the photo pop a bit. Unfortunately now I find the colours a little bit too distracting, so let's desaturate it a little bit. I mean, that's all the way, that's black and white, no good. I try to limit the amount of black and white photos I do per video just to one, so I have to be quite selective with it. Otherwise I could just go black and white with all these car photos and they'd look amazing. You know, lower the highlights, up the shadows, add a bit of contrast, make it black and white, done. But yeah, I like that. That's pretty solid. However, we're going to go in, we're going to mess around with the structure, because then we can go back into develop. And I want to go back with radial mask and just up the exposure a little bit. Or can we get away with up in the shadows? There you go. See, you see a little bit more of the guy there then. I wonder if playing with the temperature would do anything for this photo. We need the raw colour. Make it warmer. Gives it a bit of a vintage style. Make it colder. I mean, actually that ups the story aspect of it. Because obviously it was raining. Do we want vintage? Or do we want cold? It's dealer's choice, really. And you know what? I'm going to go with a little bit of vintage. Now, like I say, an event photographer could have got this, but it's my dad's car. and I love editing photos of my dad's car, so we are going to go and give that a little bit of leeway there. 16 by 9 vertical. Let's see what we can get out of this. Have just about the edges of the car, like so. I'm actually going to use the erase tool. I don't like using it all that much, but that leaf there, that needs to go, and whatever the hell that thing is down there needs to go. Oh god. Right, select. Yep, got it right this time. And that as well. And the trouble is, it's like when you clean your office or, you know, your desk. Once you start cleaning a little bit, you notice how dirty all the other bits are. And boom, there they are, erased from history. Let's go back into develop, and so let's lower the highlights. I know what I said. Up the shadows a little bit, but then put a little bit of contrast back in by lowering the blacks. Yeah. There we go, that pops quite nicely. Up the whites, look at that. Nice bit of pop. Now what I am going to do with this one, bit of blur, and we're going to use tilt shift. Usually this is reserved for making everything look miniature when you take a drone photo, but not today. Let's bring it in a little bit more, lower it down, let's put it up, there we go, that looks good. Yeah, look at that, look how that's made the front of the car pop, stand out, look amazing. Now this is what I mean about details of the car. We're going to focus on the steering wheel on this one. Let's up the exposure. There we go. Let's crop in one by one. There we go. And what I like is the little bit of the door there, giving it a nice bit of frame, because if this was just the steering wheel, it wouldn't be as interesting, but having that little bit of detailing there. Unfortunately, I tell you what, actually, let's add in that blur again, that tilt shift blur. Place the center of the blur. Let's have it, let's whack it up all the way. See what we're editing. Stretching out because I want steering wheel focus. You can rotate it. Stretch it out just a bit more. Boom. There we go. Lovely. Now let's go back to the develop tab. Again, play around with the black and white. So I find that this is a very useful tool in Luminar because it just makes everything pop that little bit more. Nice bit of contrast. We are going to play around with the colours. Let's go, where are we looking? Right here. Again, saturation, make sure we've got the right thing selected. Up the reds, up the oranges, up the yellows. Everything else, get rid of it. Make the subject stand out. I think I might have gone too far with the highlights here. So, go back into edit. Down the, up there, I reckon. Yeah, perfect, beautiful. Might be a little bit too much dead space over here. Yep, spot on. So that's the end of this episode of Edit, Picks and Chill. Make sure to hit that like button. If you're passionate about photography, make sure to hit that subscribe button and check out one of our other videos.